I want to return to something Shane said, though, with this alternative podcast network. And the reason that President Donald Trump won was because, in part, of this media strategy. And I think a lot of people have heard it's the long form, authentic conversation style, bro. That's what's doing it for people. And I love coming on this show, and I can say that that's certainly true. But the other thing that no one wants to talk about, the reason why the alternative media podcast strategy had to be the play is because of the failures of the right-wing media. Failures of the right-wing media. It's not structured to be something that actually shifts the Overton window.
Yep.
The ad revenue model is failing. We do journalism and man on the street. All we got out of 10 years, 15 years of digital journalism on the right was maybe a few smackdowns with respect to the Obama IRS scandal. We got a filibuster from Ted Cruz about Obamacare. We got a failure in Obama repeal. We got a tax cut. And we didn't get our troops out of any of the places that the American people wanted them out of. And so where did Trump have to go? He had to go to Joe Rogan. He had to go to these other podcast networks because the right-wing media is not built to win or manage a coalition. It's just not.
The interesting thing is, on Fox News all day, it's Iran. Israel, Iran. When Israel launched its strikes on Iran, the first thing, Fox and Friends had Mark Levin on in the morning. Now, he's a Sunday night guy, I think, right? Sunday night?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was passionately, I'll be nice, but angrily and passionately saying, we must support Israel in this effort. This is America first. How dare they call me neocon? We have to support our ally and things like this. This is going to be interesting. Trump versus Tucker, the coalition splitting. The left comes back. I don't know what happens because now we're at a point where, man, I don't want the U.S. to be involved in a war in Iran because a war in Iran is not Iraq and Afghanistan. Like you mentioned earlier, it's massive. We're talking about the U.S. dumping hundreds of billions into Ukraine. And for the U.S. to be involved in Iran, it's going to be hundreds of billions more and hundreds of billions more than we've already given to Ukraine. This is going to rock the U.S. economy in devastating ways. Like the inflation is going to be ridiculous.
A lot of companies are going to make a lot of money. Silicon Valley is very happy.
It reminds me, I got to get my military industrial complex stocks.
Better look at that. Maybe
Yeah,
buy into Anduril while you're at it.
Who should I get?
Anduril, probably, because they're making the killer robots.
Anduril's not publicly traded.
Palmer
yet,
Luckey.
What about Lockheed? Is Lockheed trading?
Oh, you should look it up. Maybe Lockheed.
Lockheed Martin.
Meta is
Clearview is going to be doing a thing. All these places.
Lockheed is down 4% for the day, but the overnight's up 2.13.
Yeah.
They're salivating for this because they're the new corporations like we had during FDR with JP Morgan and DuPont.
I'd say Boeing, but
I mean,
actually they're up today.
How? They keep falling out of the sky.
Northrop is there.
Could be useful in turn.
Yes.
For a
Okay.
war.
Okay.
Boeing
repurpose.
kamikazes.
Yeah, we're gonna recycle these things.
Northrop Grumman was down 3.75 for the day, but now in the overnights it's shot straight. Dude, I love this. Go open up your stock ticker, whatever app you're using. The moment Trump says evacuate now, the military-industrial complex stocks jump like 1 or 2%.
Look up what Nancy Pelosi's buying right now.
Remember,
quiver quantitative on X.
remember when we pulled out of Afghanistan in 2021, as disastrous as it was? How long was it till we got involved in Ukraine?
Dude, we've been at
it was
war
very
my whole
quick.
life,
Yeah,
right?
direct
We've
flights
been in
from
wars.
Afghanistan to Ukraine. Straight there.
Interestingly, when we were getting out of Afghanistan, there were military reports that we were shifting weapons production for naval, a Pacific theater war. And so the speculation from everybody was that we were about to get into a conflict with China. We were moving away from desert conflict into naval conflict, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
If we get involved with Iran, why would China not be like Taiwan's ours?
Of course they will. And we're already moving assets, all right? Like the Nimitz and stuff, we're already moving assets away from that region.
Yep.
And what did China do in the past 24 hours? Oh, Iran, Israel is dominating your skies. They've destroyed quite a lot of your missile systems. Nevertheless, you have large missile stockpiles. But if this rapid pace continues, then, hey, you might run out of these by July, mid-July or whatever. Okay, well, here's another 1,000 missiles for you. Here's more drones for you.
Oh, Jennifer.
China has absolutely the interest of getting us bogged down in a quagmire, just like we bogged down the Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
And just a half an hour ago, China called for the evacuation of its citizens from Israel.
Yeah.
Or it was reported.
Libby, what were you going to say?
Jennifer Jacobs from CBS just posted. Is she CBS? Yeah, CBS. She just posted, U.S. is not joining Israel offensively in its military operation per U.S. officials, despite reports that President Trump asked the NSC and Situation Room to be readied. I'm told NSC cabinet members are already on standby 24 hours a day, including since Israel's Operation Rising Line began. So,
Yeah,
Mike Waltz is in that room.
They're going to deploy forces to protect the Strait of Hormuz, and then I'm going to say it because I'm hoping it don't happen, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. There will be an attack on U.S. forces in the region. Trump will say it's unacceptable. We are simply maintaining trade routes. We can't stand for this, and then you get a war. Gulf of Tonkin. The U.S. claimed we were attacked. We weren't. We got involved in the war. It's a lot harder to do in the social media era because people have videos, but the president says it. His top line supporters are going to say Trump is right.
yeah.
Roll.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
I mean, and the other thing I'll mention too is you look at the assassination attempt on Trump, and then Dan Bongino and Kash Patel get in, they say there's no there. And nobody, that is completely illogical and makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like double lightning strike, double lottery winning all at the same time for that story to happen. My point is that even if the U.S. does engage in some kind of false flag to, muster up public support, you'll never get the answers even in the digital age.
Right. We have our guys, the podcast guys are in there right now talking about conspiracies for the last few years and no answers. The Thomas Matthews Crook story, I mean, that guy might as well have been 3D printed in some laboratory.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.